Hey guys, thanks for watching part 9 already. In this video I will be doing some assembly, and this is also the final video on the work in progress. After this there will be a video with some work in progress photos and the final pictures. Firewall, there was a piece of glass to look through when you're looking in your rearview mirror. I added some black to this, just doing this with a permanent marker so that the edge looks more realistic and it looks like it has a rubber on it. Putting the body onto the frame or the chassis, whatever you want to call it, was probably the hardest part of this build. With the Revell kits it's always a little bit of a tight fit and you have to move, bend and persuade some parts to fit together, but in the end it took me about 5 minutes to get this in and look proper. A little bit of super glue and it's still holding together pretty well. I decided to use some airbrushes RS DF wheels instead of the kit wheels. Although I did use the tires that came with the kit, they fit around the wheel very nicely and they filled up the wheel well a bit better than if I used the really low profile airbrushes wheels. The wheels were a bit too wide in the front, so I cut some off with my saw blades and then cleaned it up with a normal X-Acto blade and painted the edge with my permanent marker. To make these wheels fit onto the car, I had to remove these little pieces of plastic that are supposed to hold the standard wheels, and I'm gluing on the disc brakes to the wheels themselves, filling up this hole to make a bigger contact area for the brakes to glue to so that the bond is stronger, and then gluing the wheels on. But before doing that I milled down the center of the wheels just to make sure it fit in the body and that it wasn't sticking out and looked like it was done this way originally. Also, by gluing on the brake disc to the wheel and removing that little pin that I had on the standard components, you can lower the car very easily. Just glue it up as high as you can in the wheel well and it will give a much better stance than the original car would have had with the Revell wheels. Now just gluing in the clear parts, applying some wood glue to a toothpick and then applying it to the part or the area where it needs to be glued in, and then sticking it on with some tape to keep it in place, and then moving on to some other parts. For the side windows, I also added a black stripe with my permanent marker. This is to simulate some rubber moldings around it, just like I did with the earlier windows on the Firewall. For the headlight lenses, I used the same procedure as for the other clear parts, just doing the edge with a permanent marker and gluing it in with some wood glue. to keep the lens in place and to keep it from fogging up, and then attaching it to the body with some super glue. Now the final touches, some 3D metal Ferrari emblems. The kit supplied some decals, but I like these way better. They look realistic and like the real thing. You just cut them out and put them in place, then press them down firmly and remove the protective film, and there you have it. For the wheels, also some 3D Ferrari emblems, just some wood glue to keep them in place forever, and put them down firmly with my tweezers. These 3D emblems for the wheels are really cool. They look very realistic, but the downside is that they stick to everything, including to my fingers, and from my fingers they stuck onto the body, as you can see above my hands right now. But I removed that and no biggie. I just tipped the wheel nuts with some Tamiya silver paint, and that's about all there is to show on the website of this build. Check out my Facebook for status updates, cool project updates, photos, in-between stuff, and all other fun things. If you have any questions or suggestions, post a comment or shoot me an email. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next time.